What's up, everybody? It's your host, William Lazeski, and you are listening to the first SignatureCAST, where we talk bodybuilding, business, and everything in between. Today, I have a very special guest, the new 2020 212 Mr. Olympia, Shaun the Giant Killer Clarida. And, of course, with his better half, at Juicy Fit Life on Instagram, Rosangela. How are you doing today? Thank you also for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
You are just fantastic. This couple, you get that a little closer to you if you can. This couple right here, for any of you guys who don't know, what, 4 a.m. every single day?
Yes.
Cardio?
Right.
What, then, so cardio work for you.
Cardio and abs.
Cardio sleep for you.
Work. I work. That is work. What I do.
And naps.
And naps.
In between.
Food, naps, all the good stuff.
Right.
Then back again to train at 5 o'clock.
I go to work
I go to work
full
too.
time in the office. And then I come back home, pick him
And
up,
train.
and we come back here to train. Yeah.
And kill it every single day.
Every day, 6 days a week.
Amazing. So, anyway, well, it's been what, 2.5 weeks now? 2.5 weeks, right?
Has it been that long?
I think it's been just about 2.5 weeks. Now, the first time you walked in here, you know, we showed you the mural, everything, but you still said at that time that it hadn't hit you yet. Has it still hit you yet?
No, it hasn't. I'm just I wake up every day, I'm just Shaun. Go to the supermarket, I'm Shaun. Go to the gym, I'm just Shaun. It hasn't really sunk in the whole Olympia champion thing. I mean, I get the messages every day, obviously, on Instagram and Facebook, but it just hasn't hit me. And I'm talking to Flex Lewis the day after the show. He told me it's going to hit you at a random time, a random place. You're not going to expect it. And for him, he broke down when he thought about it more so than ever. But for me, it hasn't really sunk it in yet. I guess, I don't know. I just take it as crappy as it may sound, to me it's like another show, another victory. Even though it's a lot more glorious and a lot more prestigious. But, you know, right now I'm so zoned right now that I'm kind of focused on 2021 and kind of getting a second title. But yeah, I definitely appreciate having the title. I'm glad, obviously. I'm excited, but, you know, I'm not sitting there like celebrating about it right now.
Well, I mean, and that goes to show, we've talked about for a long time now that you've always, I don't want to say enjoyed, but you've always been in that underdog position.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you get out of that mental state, it's just going to ruin you.
Yeah.
Not ruin you, but, you know.
Yeah, we got, after the show, we celebrated, obviously, had some food and kind of, you know, laughed and kind of just let loose. But as soon as we got back home, I took a couple of days off to enjoy the holidays, obviously, with the family. And as soon as January 2nd, I was just kind of right back to it. Like, I'm back in the gym right now. I'm back on my diet right now. I don't even pay attention to the medal. It's just kind of just sitting there.
Nah, that's not true. You're sleeping in that every night, aren't you?
Nah.
Nah, yeah, you definitely are.
It's about to go put in a drawer somewhere. I try not to see it.
Rosangela, be honest. Has he slept with it at least the first night? Or was it at least tucked, you know, nice and neatly under his pillow?
No, I was just going to follow that up with what he said before about the posing trunks.
Hey, off camera, you guys didn't see. We were just making a couple jokes. You know, what are you wearing when you go to sleep? He said his posing trunks. I mean, it's...
So he wears his posing trunks
Always
with
prepared.
his medal.
Always prepared.
He's prepared. He'll hop out of bed and he's ready to compete.
He's ready to step
You're always
on
ready.
stage.
You don't have to get ready.
Anyway, so, well, obviously it goes, you know, without me saying, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, all of us here at Signature Fitness, those who love you, those who you got the haters no matter where you are.
Oh, yeah.
But
Absolutely.
we're extremely proud, and it inspires all of us, obviously.
Thank you.
Just a quick backstory for all you guys who don't know. Shaun's been a member here for
4 years now?
4 or 5 years, right?
4 years, yeah.
4 years. You know, thankfully we get to call this his home, and he calls us his home as well.
Yes.
And you know, it's a wonderful place here. You got to come check it out, and you will see him here, like you said, 6 days a week, training just like anybody else. Nothing fancy.
You see me with my 3X T-shirt and
4X sometimes.
Well, after this year, I have to go to 4X.
Ah, okay.
3X is actually getting smaller. I'm getting bigger now, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously.
So now I'm gonna, go into the 4Xs soon. But yeah, I'm just training like everybody else, Nothing special. Again, I just having a title is great and all, but I never see myself as being that guy. I'm just Shaun.
Just Shaun, but just Shaun also just said that he's just gonna win 10 Olympias.
Oh, for sure. That's not like that's just my goal. That's you have a dream of a goal. People keep calling me unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, the same people kept telling me all these years that I'm not going to do anything, at the next level. I'm not going to win a show. I'm not going to make it to Olympia. Listen,
They don't get it though. You're not even hitting the weight limit for the class.
it's not even that. It's the fact that when I put my mind on something, I'm going to achieve it. If I said if I want 10 titles,
Period.
I want to get fucking 10 titles. I didn't say like something's unrealistic. I said I was would have missed Olympia back in 2007. I didn't say how long it's going to take me to get there, but eventually I got there, right?
That's it. 13 years later.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit if it's 13 years, 13 months, whatever. I got there. Most people don't even fucking win Olympia.
And you're what, like 35 now?
I forget, hold on, 38?
38?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dexter. He was into his, 51?
51. Yeah.
51, still competed, looked phenomenal on the stage. So you have plenty of years, that's for sure.
And I'm not going anywhere as far as the weight class. I mean, I was 40 pounds under the weight class and still able to, do what I did. And
So 4 years, 40 more pounds?
Hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. But we don't chase a number. We chase improvements. Obviously, working on weak areas, and then because just so happens that when those weak areas are improved, the whole entire body grows along with it. So we don't focus on, hey, I want to get to this weight. I just focus on wanting to improve body parts, get things a little bigger, a little bit fuller, a little more detail, a little more conditioning. And then just my body just naturally grows while doing that.
Well, speaking of obviously the steps that you guys take along the way, if you just want to shout out real quick, your coach, correct me, Matt Jansen.
Matt Jansen is my nutritionist, and John Meadows is my trainer.
Now, that really interests me because, my background, strength sports, all that type of stuff. John, trains all types of athletes.
Yeah.
Now, how do they really tweak? Because I know you especially this off season, you went back to the basics, the barbell work, the dumbbell work.
Yeah.
Was that planned? Was that because of the COVID thing?
Well, it was just pretty much because of COVID, but John's programs are pretty much all basic anyway. Like for back, we'll do like one-arm dumbbell rows. We'll do some metal rows. We'll do some dumbbell regular rows. So everything's pretty much. I mean, if I had to take a particular back day, it's probably if it's 4 exercises, 3 of them are usually barbells or dumbbells, and 1 is maybe a cable.
Okay.
So John's very old school. He's like me. He believes in the heavy, compound movements because people don't realize that not only does it build muscle, but also if you're doing that same pattern going into a show, that's what holds and maintains that muscle, but also gives you that granite hard look going into the show. And I always said you could look at a guy and see who trains with cables and machine or who trains with dumbbells and barbells. Look at Dorian, look at Ronnie.
Even Jay, Ronnie,
those guys
Branch.
Yeah, exactly. Branch, yeah. Those guys aren't, doing some cable rows and all that shit.
They're freaking granite, marble, whatever stone you want to call it on stage.
And listen, I'm not trying to make fun or pick people who use cables and machines because obviously it works. But that's a preference thing. I prefer to pick up the dumbbells and the barbells versus the cables and the machines. So.
Yeah, 100%. And if you guys haven't seen the videos, check out the YouTube channel just called Shaun Clarida.
Yes.
And obviously Shaun Clarida on Instagram. This guy here, when I say strong, it's an understatement. Because I think I'm very fortunate I've gotten some chances to train. Oh, yeah, that's right. He made me puke.
Leg day.
He made me puke.
Absolutely.
He absolutely did.
Sure
Rosangela was there.
I witnessed it. It was great.
Oh, thanks a lot.
It was like an hour long. You just couldn't fucking stop.
No,
it was like an hour long leading to the eventual puking. And
his face was slowly changing. His mood was slowly changing.
Like I don't think you guys understand. Like, not to brag, I've squatted 825 in competition. That doesn't mean anything when you lift with Shaun.
It's it's different. Nothing. Powerlifting, strong.
But it's not just that. I mean, I'm a chubby guy. I got some love in the middle. But I can use it to my advantage. But God, when you put me on that hack squat, for any of you guys who've been here, we have an old school hack squat here. Your probably favorite machine.
Don't ever get rid of that.
I will never get rid of that. And it will humble you.
Absolutely.
Very quickly. And don't think that it's just me, Shaun. Rosangela's in there killing it. And he's making her die just as much as me.
She's better. She knows. She knows.
He has no remorse on me
whatsoever. Yep.
Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
That's what it is. That's what it takes, though. Like when I say there were times, like that workout especially, I don't think I've never screamed in agony that much in my entire life in any of the training sessions. But that's a daily thing for you. People are like, oh, why'd you scream? And I'm like, okay. Put 6-7 plates on the side of that thing.
You'll blow something.
Get 12 reps in, and then come talk to me.
Yeah, you'll definitely blow something.
So let's reel it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So you said you're now what, 37?
38.
38?
37.
37.
38.
Gonna be 38.
Are you serious? I don't know. After 30, I don't know shit, bro. So whatever she says.
It's okay. What we say? You up 4:30 this morning? Like
No, this morning I was up at 7 doing cardio. So. No, I'm 38. See, look at that. She's smart.
even she doesn't
He's
know.
gonna be 39.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I was happy
You're
for,
right.
I was
You're
happy
getting
for a
old.
second.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Shit, I was happy for a
40's
second.
knocking on
that
your
being said,
shoulder.
Yeah.
you weighed
77 on stage.
177. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wrestled in high school.
Yep, 103 pounds.
103 pounds.
Did my first bodybuilding show at 118 pounds.
It's been a long road. A lot of food. A lot of training.
It's just consistency, discipline, and belief.
I mean, that's what
That's it.
people don't get it. And one of the things I want to touch on for a moment, there's what I like to call, there's a balance between like chaos and, absolute, just being on cloud nine in your mind when you're putting yourself in those sets, in those painful moments when you're training, that I think it changes people. They don't know what it's like to really push yourself to an extent that most people will never experience. Like, for example, when I had a ton of weight on my back, I thought I was going to die. But there's a moment where you know it's going to happen, and you do it. And that's my little segue here. So we're going to pull this up real quick. I want you to just walk through this for me. Right here, Shaun, obviously,
Yeah, shit.
you standing on that stage. Who is that? Who's that ripped guy? Man, he looks like a small Ronnie Coleman. I shouldn't say small, just a shorter Ronnie Coleman. So when that happened, you dropped down, partially I was like, he copied the Ronnie. He did the Ronnie.
No, you just can't.
You just can't control yourself, right?
There's absolutely nowhere. I'm going to do a post on this one of these days. I just haven't gotten around to doing it and kind of have to get my mind around it. But
It's intense just looking at it again, right?
it's
I mean, to say that I wasn't screaming in my apartment, and we've only known each other for what, 2 years now? And this is a road of 17 years? What was it? How many years?
going on 16.
16 years.
It's when that whole Ronnie Coleman moment wasn't faked at all. It's just I couldn't.
You just
control it.
dropped.
It's literally just thought about all the naysayers, the the early mornings, the long nights, all the friends I've lost, all the family members that disowned me, and it's been a long road. And a lot of people just didn't believe that I'd get here. I always believed I would. I knew I would. That's why I keep my circle very small right now. And I just just hearing that fucking and
new.
man, people don't get it.
I mean, I can only imagine, like we've talked a little bit about my personal aspirations. My goal is to at least compete at World's Strongest Man and then go from there. Yeah. And, I'm just starting my journey, but I can only imagine another 10 years from now of work, dedication, and not to bring up a negativity, but you're right. People in your family will tell you you're stupid, you're crazy, you're wasting your life, you're not doing anything that's important. But I say it all the time. There's going to put a nail in that coffin one day. We're all going to get there. And there are so many dreams and aspirations that, I don't remember who it was that said it. I think it was Les Brown maybe that said, the richest place in the world is the graveyard. That's where inventions and dreams and aspirations went to die because they were never, ever completed, or at least they never tried.
Yeah.
And so, we're still watching this, but it's, this was only 2.5 weeks ago. It's crazy.
It was emotional then. It's emotional now, and it's forever gonna be emotional.
Yeah.
And people gonna say, "Well, why are you crying?" Like, unless you're in that moment, and that's you going through it and having to think about everything that you went through to get to that moment. There's just you can't even fathom.
You can't describe it. I mean, I totally understand. And I haven't even, I've had my little successes, but it's nothing compared to, you can now say the number one in the world.
Yeah, I remember I was an amateur coming up, and used to watch Flex Lewis and all these guys competing on that stage in the top 6. So I used to be like, damn, I wonder what that feels like. And I told her one day, I was like, I always said to myself, like, I wonder what that feels like to be one of those guys in the top 6 in the world, and they're traveling, and everyone knows who they are, and taking pictures, signing autographs. And she said to me one day, well, you tell me, how does it feel? Because I was not in that mix. I was in that conversation where I slowly came up. But to be number 1 in the world, man, that's just like, fuck.
That's crazy.
Like I said, we all dream about that moment, and I'm the 3rd guy to ever do it in my division. That's why I hashtag number 3, because I'm the 3rd guy to do it, and yeah, man.
3rd guy for a while. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, this title's not going anywhere.
Nah, that's staying in New Jersey. It's staying home.
Yeah,
that's it.
Everyone's talking shit already about it.
Really?
Yeah, of course, man. They say, oh, he's 1, I didn't deserve it, or 2, this guy coming up is gonna take it, and I'm just like, you know what, guys.
Well, I mean, look. Let's take a minute here. We're not gonna say anything negative because you know what? All the guys, we all know, every guy that was on that stage could possibly be a winner.
Of course.
They all worked. They all put the work in. But let's be real. There are certain guys, we're not going to name names, who can't come in right, who have been the
heir apparent.
It didn't come out of my mouth. And
Hey.
there are guys, look, I'm going to say this, the only time I was worried was when Kamal came back at the night. Not like worried, but like he came in a little tighter, came a little better, but we talked about it like crazy here. We had it on the big screen. And I mentioned this to you before. I don't remember if it was prejudging or if it was finals, but Shaun hits a double bicep, and you're stone-faced like most of the time. Maybe a little smirk, but you're just serious. And all of a sudden, don't mind me pulling my mask down, he just goes and shakes his head. And we all knew, we were like, that's it. It's a wrap. He knows. He's locked in. He's ready to go. I mean, and they barely moved you. Yeah. They pulled you to the center. I don't think you moved from it.
I got some great feedback from the judges, some people around the judges. Honestly, people was like, how'd you feel? And the prejudging, I really thought I was anywhere in the top 4. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, no, I didn't know where I was placing. I didn't know I was in that mix because there was 4 guys, right? So I figured I'm in the top 4, not knowing where it's going to be. Anything can happen. And we came back to the night show better, improved, obviously, and it was a battle. And I knew I didn't know to the night show when it was 2 of us called out. It was just me and Kamal.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm in the top 2.
So you're like, you're top 2, yeah.
Now I'm in the top 2. But honestly, did I think he was going to win? No, absolutely not. Because, 1, Kamal is a champion, and you just can't beat a champion unless they're off. And he was absolutely on, improved.
He was great.
Bigger, better. But...
Well, I think it came down to that prejudging, though. I think, because if you notice...
No, I lost after prejudging.
Really?
I found out I actually lost after prejudging.
But,
I was down by a point.
Watching, he was... Obviously, for any of you guys who don't know, when they're flexing on stage, I'm sure those lights are pretty intense. Mm-hmm. And if you start seeing water trickle down, that means that guy still has water to come out.
Yeah.
And he had a little bit of trickle. So I'm thinking, I'm watching you, like you said before, granite, solid, and I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. So then what was the difference? What changed? At least, did you and Matt?
I was definitely tighter for the night show.
Okay.
You got to tell me what video it was, too. That was a great video.
I'll send that to you. I'll make sure.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'll send you that one.
Every one I look at, I get like crap one. I'm like, damn it, what, anyone have a good video?
No, I'll definitely send that to you. It's in my recently played. Oh, that video.
Which one?
The Gasp official video.
What video is the other one? That one.
Oh yeah, the one that made
I'll make the world
millions cry.
Dude, that shit was brutal.
You made me cry with that one. I mean, I'm a teddy bear too, but Jesus.
It was like
really didn't mean it.
Napkinville. I need it. Everyone cried that video, I think, except for Mike. But he doesn't cry. But no.
Mike has no feelings.
Coming back to the night show, it was just a matter of just... When it was top 2, man, I just came out more confident than I was in the morning. I knew I was absolutely on, and I just wanted it. And then Jay told me, if you want it, go get it. This is my last opportunity. I posed as hard as I possibly could. Mm-hmm. And it just kept posing and kept squeezing, kept hard, everything till it hurt. And then obviously we knew what the outcome was. But listening to the judges, some of the feedback I got today was that it wasn't always about the bigger guy. Mm-hmm. They wanted the guy who was most complete. Doesn't matter the size, weight, height, whatever. They wanted a guy who just had more balance, conditioning, the detail, had everything that they were looking for. That's what bodybuilding is. Size isn't everything.
Yep. I mean, I think the tides are slightly. We've been talking about this. Everyone in the bodybuilding world has been talking about this for years, that the tides are starting to turn back to the, I don't want to, everyone knows every champion's amazing, but, the guts, the bloatedness, the size and that, the conditioning is never there, because the 212, in my opinion, always comes in better shape than the open. And I love the open. God forbid I ever bodybuild that I would not be a 212 guy. But yeah, that'll be the day.
You kind of have to.
But you guys always come in like just phenomenal, and I think a lot of the fans are happy to see that. Yeah. We don't want to see. I mean, look, no one can say that any of those guys who had, and you guys know who I'm talking about, that had the maybe the distension or whatever. I mean, you're still shocked and awed when they're on that stage, and it's still an amazing sight to be seen. But when you can have that guy come in and he's just freaking crispy from head to toe, nothing missing. Because you came back last year, all right? The first thing I think when I asked you, because for any of you guys who didn't know, Shaun came back last year, 3rd place, and it was like you had won first.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a win for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Placing 3rd was after getting top 3 of any big show like that is a win. But obviously it wasn't a win.
Well, you came back and they said, what, your back, the main thing was you had to get a bigger back, right?
I had to get bigger all around, really.
But I remember every workout, it was pull-ups at the beginning of every workout.
Yeah, just back and chest are my weakest areas. They always have been, always will be.
It's just genetic structure. It is what it is.
Yeah,
you got them better.
I got narrow clavicles, so it makes me look more narrow.
Yeah.
I can't fix that. I mean, I can obviously continue working my back and the width and the thickness, and hopefully that helps. But every year is a progression. Like this year's package was good, but I'm not happy with it all the way.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be happy with my look ever.
Well, you can't. Then you're just you settle and that's
until
it.
I win 10 titles, and I'll be.
Then you're like, peace, I'm out. So from the better half, because it's not just you that won, Shaun. It's the group.
She got the check.
She got the check. I mean, speaking of, we have to talk. We're gonna come back to that check in a second, but. Every day, day in, day out, for any of you guys who don't know, Shaun comes in here, trains. Hey, what's up, Shaun? What's up, Will? How's it going? Does his workout. Rosangela, hey, how's it going? Bye-bye. See you later. The last, I would say, maybe 2 months. She knows where I'm going at with this. Hey, what's up, Shaun? And then that turned into, hey, Shaun. And then it was just like, I didn't even say hi anymore. So now, and I know why. I'm not saying a bad thing at all. Like when you're
saying hi takes too much energy. I don't have any.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to save it for the workout.
I get it. I totally get it. But coming from the other half, it's got to be rough. Like just because you obviously you're the ultimate support for Shaun. You help him in so many ways we've talked about. But what is it like? Is it just is it turn on to autopilot and you just keep going, or how is it, for you? Because you train, you're like you said, you're there every session and everything.
Yeah.
What a loaded question.
Sure is. Well, Shaun is, I've said it before, he pretty much when Matt tells him, okay, it's go time, it's like a switch. He has a switch, and it's no longer Shaun. It's not the Shaun that you see now. The funny, playful. He has no feelings, no emotion, and we pretty much don't talk. The extent of our conversation is, good morning. If the training changes, what are we training? And if you need anything. That's it. That's the extent of our conversation. That's
what it takes to win. I mean, I'm sure it's
absolutely. However, I mean, now that it's been 6 years, we've done every Olympia together. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, I just was like, all right, what's wrong with this dude? Because he went from like lovey-dovey to like, did I kill your cat type of thing? Like, what happened? Like, and it was within like days, and I'm like, all right, what did I do? And he's like, listen, it's not you. You have to understand. And he actually had a female friend that was a competitor, like, talk to me. She's like, listen, you have to understand, when he's dieting. So, again, they did speak to me, and you have to live it to understand it and kind of go through it and learn the things that are not worth arguing over. Everything sets him off. I could be sitting there breathing sometimes, and he's like, babe,
why you gotta breathe so heavy?
And I'm like,
don't breathe.
Like, what's your issue?
Just don't breathe.
So it's like, no. Again, I'm like, all right, what am I going to say?
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. I know what he's going through, so it's kind of like, whatever. So I just let it slide. I just ignore him. I do the eye roll. Kind of, you see that you're annoying me? I'm annoying you.
And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty much it. You just kind of learn how to, again, like you said, it's like autopilot. You just start going through the motions every day. So every day, 4 a.m., every day it's cardio. There's nothing else. I mean, the hard thing is that life happens around you still every day. So he might go on pause for the world, but I have to pick up those pieces.
You have to go to work still. You have to do all those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially like this year, it was hard for everyone with this pandemic.
That, and I after watching that video, I heard, obviously family was a little rough this year. And
yes, family health. And however, I was making sure that because of the stores and the lines, I was literally waking up on the weekends at 6 a.m. to go wait on a ShopRite line, just to make sure, because I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to start prep. We're not going to have enough food. What am I going to do? He's going to lose it. And again, I mean, everything was
Where's my beef and rice?
Everything was so uncertain. So
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. We were not trying to go down that road.
No, definitely not.
Trying not to go down that road. But this year was, I would say, this prep was the worst prep ever. And it was the New York Pro that just outbeat the New York Pro prep.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah, he doesn't see it. He's like,
it's just another day at the office for him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, okay. But again,
I think I was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So we talked about it a second before, and I said we'd have to come back to it because I want a little juice, and this juice it's partially my juice. You said the check. She gets the check.
Yeah.
Which is great. And that was a what, $30,000 check?
$50K.
$50K. And what did the Open get?
Yeah, 400.
400K. I'm sorry, IFBB and Mr. Olympia. There's something wrong there. This guy works as hard as anybody else. I don't get it. You don't have to say anything bad. Look, they're all great. They're wonderful organizations and everything.
I'll be honest with you, Lou. I've never, ever cared about the money. Ever.
Well,
yeah, I get
but
it.
You know what I mean. It's
like going into the show. Everyone's like, "Hey, what do you win?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't care. I just want the fucking title." Like,
you want to say you're Mr. Olympia.
That's all I care about. Like, I've never gone into any pro show knowing how much the money was worth. It was just a title, like the New York Pro title. I knew how big that was to me. That was something I wanted. Did it come with a check? Obviously, but I didn't give a shit about the check. Miss Olympia, I never cared about the check. Like, I still don't care about the check. Yeah, I got it. It's great, but like having a title means it's fucking priceless.
Well, and from a monetary perspective, it just opened up how many more doors for you,
of course.
And your name is out there now, and now forever, like you said, number 3.
Yeah. I mean,
212 Mr. Olympia, that can never be changed.
Dan Solomon had a conversation. No, he didn't have a conversation with me. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but he pretty much said, one thing to me is like, your life has forever changed. And I noticed it in a matter of 2 weeks. My Instagram has gone up 100K in a matter of a week. I've gotten, I've done, I don't know, just 15, 20 interviews, podcasts already. I've gotten offers for sponsorships, endorsements, some companies I've turned down, a few already. And negotiations with some right now. So, I mean, we're talking traveling soon, starting next week. I'll be traveling. It's going to be nuts. But this is what I envisioned. This is what I wanted to do. Like I said, the money is great, but
this was the goal.
The whole, it's just more so being an ambassador. Now I'm the ambassador for myself. I'm ambassador for the entire 212 division, for the IFBB Pro League, for Olympia brand. Flex has done an amazing job as being an ambassador. He's shown me what needs to be done, how to do it, and I'm following his footsteps while creating my own legacy doing so. So obviously 2020 was a horrible year, and I feel bad for Kamal because he couldn't be the ambassador that he needed to be due to all the restrictions.
Definitely.
But now that the world is hopefully opening back up, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be traveling a lot. I'm going to be going to a lot of the shows, both amateur and pro, obviously on my own dime, just because unless I'm asked to come somewhere. But for the most part, I'll be traveling just to be out there. Again, I have to get the name out there, the division, everything. Get my face out there more so than anything.
Well, I think you really are going to grow because I think Flex brought it to a point, and new blood's in town. Now it's it's going to grow. Like we said before, the sport's changing for the better. I think and your look and that tight just I would call athletic as well is in, and that kind of leads me to my next question. If you had to give me your top 3, your idols, the people that you look at, that I'm sure you still look at, whether it's home, before you come to train, whenever it is, 4 in the morning when you're just getting up to do cardio. If you had a top 3 or even a top 1, if there's a single person that pops in your head, boom, who's it got to be?
Dexter Jackson.
Dexter, really?
I don't have to think about it. He's always been my number 1.
I don't want to say I'm surprised because Dexter's an amazing bodybuilder and he's been around for so long. But I was thinking you were going to say the typical, like the Ronnie Coleman or whatever.
No, Dexter started off like a bantamweight like I did.
That's true.
He had the same road. People kept telling me he was too small, he couldn't do it. He did his first show at 128 pounds, so we pretty much right around the same weight class. And then look what he's done. He's won Olympia. He's won 9 Arnold Classic. He's one of the most winningest bodybuilders ever. 29 pro shows.
That's it.
Has never even been done. Will never be done by anyone. He's I have someone I watched coming up. Always been a fan. One of my role models in the industry, and now I'm able to call him a friend. Damn near best friend. And it sucks that he's retiring. I keep thinking about it, get emotional. But it's never going to be the same without him not being.
And it's cool because like just like you said before, he was that person. The blade. He wasn't the biggest, but he came in sliced and diced and just wrecked house.
Like he said, if you're slipping, he's going to catch you.
That's it. That's right. That's exactly what he says. I'm going to catch you.
That's it, he's going to catch you.
Oh, my God.
And we shared a moment at the Olympia. He, her, myself, his wife, Los Angeles. So I'm going to put those pictures up. So I got so much content.
For my God.
6 months. And I kind of put stuff up little by little, I can't just put up random stuff anymore. Everything has to be done with strategically.
Well, you even, we talked about before here at Signature Fitness, we got a posing room, I like to tell people it was for all the little kids who take their shirts off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But it wasn't. It was for somebody else. And all the other pros that come here as well.
You put that to good use.
You did. Now some people are using it for a dance studio. That's not what it's for.
Dance.
I don't know. Well, we're not going to go there.
You should have it blocked off so you get to reserve it.
I think that's what we're going to do, but
because now you get these assholes in there sitting there. I go in there to pose, and they're sitting there with their fucking chest out,
camera, making a nip slip.
Yeah, I would definitely do a reserve only.
But you made that video. The reason why I'm saying is you made that video with Kai, and even when it came out, because I'm just a fan of the sport. It's been what I've been a fan and training now for, I feel like I'm getting old. I'm 27. So what, 12, I would say 12 years I've been training and we're looking at bodybuilding magazines and everything like that, watching Kai and all those people. And you put that video out and I was so excited. And I'm like, this son of a, you only showed here down. I'm here up, sorry.
You know what?
And I was so upset. And I'm like, but I know what he's doing. He's playing the, I don't want to call it game, but you wear the big shirts, you do the thing, because then when it comes show day, jaws drop, and it's lights out. But man, I know the fans were like, oh.
They don't realize a lot of people don't realize there's a second version, there's a second part to that video that I haven't released yet.
Oh.
Or if I'm even going to release it, to be honest with you, at this point, it's literally showing everything. So we have 2 parts. We have the clean.
Well, I know you've posted some shots,
now I did
shots from it.
But now I have the actual video. I'm like, do I release it? Do I not? It's just
That's where you get that subscriber base up. And,
Well, that video with Kai it keeps blowing up daily. At this point, I feel like, do people want to even care about the other one? Do they want to even go back and rewatch it just to see me? It doesn't really matter. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's past that now. But for at the time, it was like, Oh my God, just look at his shoulders. You know what I mean?
He had to keep things in the wraps. I mean, there were times where I would take pictures and I really wanted to post them. Like, just got to stay with the plan.
No, I mean, it makes perfect sense. You know, look, what did all the old school, they didn't have Instagram. They didn't have this whole.
I didn't even have Instagram when I started. We had Facebook. That was it. I never post. I mean, I did post them.
Take note, people. Take note for all of our, I don't even know what I want to call them the nice way. Our signature fitness heroes out here. We got a posing room.
For bodybuilders only, guys.
Well, hey, look, physique is okay.
No, that's a bodybuilder. That's what I mean.
Okay,
if you're a competitor, competitor.
Even if they're not even competitors, but
competitors.
Keep the shirts not on the floor, people. Keep your clothes on, and save it for the posing room. Or then again, save it till you want on stage, or when it really counts.
To each your own, I guess. I mean, I don't need to drop my pants on the squat rack just to. I don't know.
I mean, there's gonna be posing trunks underneath there anyway, so.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
it gets odd at times out there.
It can get odd out there.
I see guys doing like film crews and stuff now. I'm like, Jesus.
This new year, or I should just say that the past 3 months has become the tripod era, where everyone's an Instagram star and they have to.
If you're a competitor, I totally get it. Content's king. But if you're doing it for like your MySpace page or something,
is MySpace even around? Sean, you're showing your age right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I had a MySpace too, but
I had all that. I had what was that, Black Planet, MySpace.
I don't even know what that is.
All those pages back in the day.
Do you know what that is?
What is Black Planet?
Oh my God, you guys are too young for that. Google it.
I'm about to.
Yeah, it's Black Planet. All right, I wasn't there for that one.
No, I wasn't either. I mean, he's only 2 years older.
It was like a MySpace.
Okay, all right.
For what?
There's
something behind it. Was like a MySpace. Oh no,
it wasn't a dating site. It wasn't a dating site.
What's it called? Blacklist?
Black Planet. Wrong.
She's like, what's it called? Tinder? What?
Tinder. Oh, Tinder. Like, what the hell Tinder?
This is how removed Sean is from society. But hey, it paid off.
I shut the world off. When I started prep, man, at whatever weeks, I don't watch TV.
Actually.
Oh dear. Whoa, oh come on, you gotta say it.
Okay, I have to read this. It's blackplanet.com.
I guess.
Was it a? Oh God! Did the domain change and now someone else owns it?
It was black people, right?
World's largest free African American online community where black women and black men meet to chat, discuss, and engage on what matters to us.
No, I wasn't all that.
Sean's just like, it was just MySpace.
It was like a MySpace to me. And they had one called Mahinte for Hispanics as well.
But is your profile still exist? Can I find you on Black Planet?
I hope not. I don't even know what it was.
It's like
I was like freshman in college.
Watch, now you're going to go to Google search.
I'm going to have to Google it afterwards.
Shaun Clarida,
BlackPlanet.com.
You're not going to find it. I've Googled myself.
All right, so I have a personal question. This is just one of my own separate interests. So we've talked a couple of times. Shoes. Mm-hmm. Big thing in Sean's life.
Not so much.
Not so, but it's a thing.
It was a part of my life.
What are you rocking right now?
When what?
What are you wearing?
Jordans, of course.
Jordans. So I heard it's a Rosangela will buy you a pair and then you won't wear them.
No such thing. What are you talking about? No.
He doesn't. Oh, he doesn't wear. Oh, I bought you those Jordan slippers.
Oh, Jordans. That's it. That's what it was. Jordan slippers that you have not worn.
The ones that look
There's
like
a lot of stuff
ones.
I've worn. There's a lot of stuff I bought. There's stuff I bought in college I haven't even worn yet.
What's that? I mean, you don't go. Do you go shopping? I was about to say, you got to go to this store. You got to go there.
Nah, I don't shop like that. If I shop, it's got to be online from certain places that I trust.
I've been killing it at Burlington, to be honest. I'm a size 15 in Nike.
Shit, you can't buy anything at 15. Jesus.
No, at Burlington. I just got Kevin Durant's. They were $180 for $30.
Yeah, we got the big sizes. They got shit for little people.
It's like the really small and then the really big, but it's bad for the really small.
Yeah, I don't shop. That was a part of my life for almost 10 years, man, where I was a sneaker addict, where I had hundreds and hundreds of Jordans and Nikes and Air Forces, whatever I wanted. Because I used to work for sneaker stores.
Oh, that explains it.
So I got 30 and 50% off. So I racked up over the years. I collected for a couple of years. Where I still have over 30 pair of brand new, never touched from the 90s still.
Nice.
That I worth.
Keep those. Another 20 years, they'll be.
They're worth a house right now if I wanted to sell them. But I'm not.
Rosangela.
Yeah.
Get the hint. Buy that house off.
And if anyone wants to try to rob me, they're not at my house. They're not at my house.
I'm sure they're secure.
Yes, not at my house.
So, well, Shaun, before we wrap up here, first of all, I just want to say thanks a lot for coming on this. You know, it means the world to me. It means the world to Signature Fitness.
Thank you,
Rosangela, you as well. Like I said, if you guys want, you come down to the gym 6 out of 6 or sometimes even 7 days a week, depends. Doing cardio, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Come train. You know, Shaun is well, now Shaun is very nice, and he will.
What the fuck does that mean?
Shaun will talk to you now.
We're gonna pull up those cameras and we're gonna show them.
You got like fucking the creep cameras up there.
Yeah, seriously.
We're gonna show them
You
when
can
they
talk
walk
to
in and
Shaun now. Once he starts prep,
which is
that's when you slowly start to distance yourself.
Well, we're just the Olympia now, right? No New York Pro, no nothing else.
No, I've done all those, man. I've done those. I've won those.
So when does that quote unquote prep start?
I don't know yet. We're waiting to hear the final word of when the Olympia is going to be.
We don't know when the Olympia
that's right.
be.
Is it September again, or is it in December? If it's September, man, I'm gonna be starting prep soon. But if not, it'll be December.
But really, I think it's like I'll call it the hell month or so. It's probably the 2 months before is when it really kind of clicks in.
What?
For the mentality that you're always there, but I mean you don't say hi to Shaun. He eats his meals and he trains.
It depends. Every prep is different.
Is it different? Gotcha.
You really can't put a timeline on it because
it's just one day you're just like up.
It really is. Every prep is different. Every single prep he's done has been different in some way. So he doesn't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. You just kind of go with it.
Well, Shaun, once again, thanks for coming on. Rosangela, thanks for coming on. The mic is yours. If there's anybody you want to shout out, say hi to. Hi, Mom. Anybody? Mom, we love you, Mom. Yeah. Anyway.
Just obviously thank you, Signature Fitness. My team, obviously Matt Jansen, John Meadows, the missus, of course, number one. Little brother Mike Charles, my sponsors, Gasp Official, NutriBio, Cardillo Weight Belts, and we'll be making some big announcements soon about new opportunities, new partnerships, hopefully. But again, biggest thing is all the supporters around the world. I don't call them fans. I think that's a cocky word, personally. I hate calling people a fan. I call them supporters because they're supporting me and what I'm doing. So big shout out to all the supporters out there for liking a picture, sending a DM, comment, whatever it may be. Positive and negative. Again, those words push me every day. So again, positive and negative. Thank you guys so much for everything.
You heard it her first here. SignatureCAST here at Signature Fitness in Belleville, New Jersey. So 10 titles, 10 more years. Well, actually, that would make it 11. 11. Let's go for 11.
One down, 9 to go.
1 down, 9 to go. We'll see you there. Thanks a lot, Shaun.